Hello, everyone. So I'm going to share with you some of the overall perspectives of Schibsted Media Group towards the next 3 to 5 years, both here in Spain, but also on a global basis. Think of me as the warm-up band for my colleague Eduardo Iacucci, who will provide the real insight. For perspective, let me start with Schibsted globally. We have internet sites in 44 countries. We have personnel on the ground in 29 countries. We are not just a Scandinavian company. In fact, our most important international operations hub is here in Spain. Spain is extremely important to us. For perspective, that went a little fast. For perspective, every single month we have about 200 million users, 20 billion page views, and we have 1,000 people working with technology. If you compare that with Facebook, when they were listed on the stock exchange, they had 380. Google, 450. It is my way of saying that we are a local company, but we are also a global giant. In Europe, our marketplaces alone has about 65 million users every single month. So it makes us a very, very sizable player, not just on a global basis, but also here in Europe. And the way we then think about how to use this from a strategic perspective, we reflect on where the internet is. For 20 years, the internet was all about one-size-fits-all solutions, generic solutions delivered very often by very large American internet giants. One size fits all. And on the web, you were anonymous. They didn't recognize you, and if you were a man or a woman, if you were old or young, no matter what your interests were, no matter where you were given the same experience. Enter the smartphone. All by a sudden, you could be recognized wherever you were. We have had an explosion of data. That data now is linked to you as an individual. Every single graph that I have seen since I got into this industry in the 90s has shown data exploding. The difference now is, with these devices that we have on us, it is linked to us as people. So we are not anonymous on the web, but on the other hand, most services that you use, most apps on your phone, they require you to be logged in. You expect things to be tailored to you, personalized to you, because without that, it's not a good service. That's what we think of as the era of identified web that we are entering right now. And with this new phase, you no longer just need global scale. We at Schibsted have global scale, and we are using that right now to build and aggregate a lot of data across all our sites, all our markets. We are building and using our global scale to build very sophisticated competence in how to take that data and turn it into great products and great insights, advanced data analytics, and Eduardo will share more about that. And we are using our 1,000 technologists to build global technology platforms to really deliver this to users. Both marketplace products, publishing products, and of course, strong advertising solutions. I will share more about that later. But in addition to global scale, you also need local scale. That's the difference. By that I mean a large number of sites that cover a large percentage of the population in a market, so a lot of reach, with frequent touch points. Some of the services you see there are the types of sites that we have in many of our markets. And when you combine that with a logged-in experience, so that we actually capture this data about your behavior as a user, our analysis shows that we actually have better data than Google or Facebook on certain very important dimensions. Local content, shopping intent, and personal finance being 3 of those examples. Again, I am the warm-up for Eduardo, so he will share more on that in detail. But combining global and local scale is our main strategy for building logged-in ecosystems in Spain, in Norway, in France, and all the other territories that we operate in. That is our main strategic thrust going forward. We're starting to do it already in Norway and Sweden, and we are starting to implement the login solution to connect all our Spanish sites, and you will see a lot more about that in the first quarter of 2015. But this is an area where our Spanish sites will be on the forefront of this innovation and of building these ecosystems, precisely to gather this type of valuable user data together with large reach. When you combine the sites we have in Spain with the global advertising solutions, our intent is to deliver a complete suite of advertising products to deliver the maximum return on investment for you. So let me go a little bit into that. Our new global advertising platform consists of 4 components. It's a storefront. It's the actual ads themselves. It's the way it is delivered to users, to prospective buyers. And it is reporting and insight. Starting with the shop, it is one place for you to go to buy everything from Schibsted. On any device, across all our sites and beyond, it is one place where you can have simple solutions as well as the most advanced integrations using so-called APIs, or, as Natalia talked about, having a programmatic buying experience. And of course, it is deeply integrated with the insight component so that beforehand and afterwards you have the right tools for planning, simulation, optimization, and reporting on the result. On the advertising side, we will combine both rich ads for the beginning of the purchase experience, to focus on building your brand, all the way to conversion and beyond. We will also cover the customer journey so that combined with a rich set of advertising formats, from classic display banners to dynamic, kind of classic dynamic retargeting ads, to rich interactive, native advertising, as well as video, to be able to deliver this across any device in the totality of our network and for performance and context purposes. Specifically, whoops, that's a little quick there. Specifically, we will support campaigns as well as constantly running advertising programs. We will support targeting that's based on the context as well as on audience. And by audience, not just cookie, but also logged in. So audience of one. It will be guaranteed as well as non-guaranteed ad formats to suit your needs. So both CPM as well as more conversion and CPC and performance-based. And with both fixed and variable pricing. The customer journey, we will support the usual conversion funnel. Familiarize a user with your brand. If you're launching a car, of course, you wouldn't do that using AdWords. You would use very rich, interactive, creative. You would also get to the next point, get them to come to your site. And of course, the last step, get them to actually make a transaction. But our ambition and what we are building goes beyond that. Given the rich user information we have, we want to help our customers and our advertisers to follow the relationship beyond that. So upsell them, cross-sell, be able to attract more lookalikes like that. Basically expand your relationship with a customer that you have acquired. The other thing is, of course, it's a little lag here. There we go. Is to, in this era of social and of identity, to be able to use interactive networks of advertising solutions to continue the dialogue and use those as platforms for communication to a broader community. All of that as part of our products that we are putting together and developing to follow the complete customer journey. An example of this, to make it very specific. This is an example of a classic banner ad for a car, a Mazda. Well, if you are logged in as a user, with one click, we can offer our advertisers a product that allows a user to order a test drive, to make a loan application, or right there in an ad, make a purchase. All of that is possible, blending traditional boundaries of what you can do with a traditional banner ad versus what a performance ad has to look like, especially now with a lot of information already existing. And this can follow people across any device. This is not cookie dependent. When it comes to delivery, it will be across the total Schibsted network here in Spain and also beyond. For those very, very large advertisers that have large transnational needs, we will be able to support that type of campaigns. We will be supporting multi-device. It doesn't matter what device you are on. Today, we talk about desktop, mobile, tablet. Well, Apple Watch is coming, and it will be an explosion. So we are building this, and we will dynamically support a plethora of devices. And we will allow cross-network optimization. No more of the, well, we will show your ad 3 times, but we will show it 3 times on one site, 3 times on the next site, not knowing that it has already been shown. That type of optimization. And lastly, on the insight, we will make this very, very easy to use. It is a one-stop shop. It will be a place where you can do the planning beforehand. You actually can simulate and test out various combinations before actually doing the campaign. In the middle of the campaign, you can optimize. We will allow you to do a lot of A/B testing. Test 4 different advertising formats, see what performs, and both automatically as well as manually shift your spend to what actually performs the best. So that is what we are building in totality to deliver an advertising solution that takes advantage of the richness of data that we have, and in partner with some of the world's best advertising technology solutions partners, especially working closely with AppNexus, to deliver the maximum ROI for you. Thank you.